All right, so I'm gonna quick make a video on this. I probably should have done it before I started yanking the sucker out of here, but whatever. I just do things and then figure it out after the fact. So there's way too many pretty Hudson videos on YouTube, so I thought I'd get some ugly, dirty Hudson videos on YouTube. So this is my 51. I do not have a fancy schmancy lift and all that fun stuff. I have an engine hoist and a jack stands and a jack. So that's what I'm doing. 308 was being pulled. Like I said, the top of it was all taken apart for me. Radiator was pulled, fan was pulled, all that good stuff was taken out for me. So that was easy. I didn't have to worry about that. On the top, pretty much all I did was take off the starter and the generator and the front motor mounts, which I didn't have to take the starter and generator off. There's plenty of clearances in here, as you can see. So I didn't have to do that, but I just thought I'd do it just because they were easy and the bolts were loose, and why not have more space when pulling engines out, is what I say. So little close-up shots here. This whole thing is pretty gnarly. It's pretty dirty and nasty and all that good stuff, but the engine's in good shape. It turned over just fine, and we're going to pull it out and see if we can't do some more work to it to get it running. Oh, the story in this engine, by the way, is that the guy who had it before me, he said he found a piece of a piston ring in the oil pan, so he kind of stopped work there. So we're going to take it apart and see what we can see. Let's go to the other side and see what I had to pull apart from inside the car. All right, inside the car, so they have this big giant panel on the floorboards that comes off like a cowling right over top of the transmission. Now, it took me longer to get that sucker off of this than it probably is going to take me to pull the engine, honestly, even if I had to take the radiator and the fan out stuff out myself. This thing was full of this black tarry gunk, and all the bolts and all the edging was sealed with this stuff. And I basically had to scrape off each individual bolt with a screwdriver and a knife, scrape it off, find the bolt, tear it out. And then I had to take the seat out, and then I had to tear out some of the firewall stuff. Now, most of that was wet and gross anyway, so it's probably going to come out anyhow, so it's not really hurting anything. But that was a pain in the butt, and it's actually coming out pretty easily. So back here, all I did was, there are two bolts, the brackets on each side. Pulled those out. I took all the linkages and stuff off. There's a throttle linkage that was hooked here. Just a couple of cotter pins, a couple bolts, or pins and cotter pins. Pretty easy to do. I took a picture of it just to make sure it goes back the way it was. I believe this is what's called the vacuumative or hydrostatic or whatever the name of it is. This transmission is not a manual, but it is. So the idea is that there's no clutch, but you push on the gas pedal until you get to where you want to be RPMs wise, let off the gas pedal, shifts gears, and then push the gas pedal again. So he just kind of does it sensing your gas pedal pressure. So that's why the throttle linkage and stuff was up hooked to the side of the transmission this way. So it's going to be kind of cool. I never had a car like that, so I'll see how that works. I think that's how I think it works. If someone has a different opinion what's going on, let me know. But there's no clutch. Those 4 bolts, U-joint, that was easy enough. I could have taken off the exhaust manifold, but if you look closely, there's a wrench back there, and it's really hard to reach from inside here and from the outside. So I just did the smart thing and cut the pipe off, because this pipe is rusted off at about 2 feet back anyway, so who cares? And I'm clearing it just fine. So as you can see, the engine is not in. I'm actually pulling it out as we speak. I'm not a really good big YouTuber person, so I don't know how to edit and splice and all this crap these videos, so I'm just going to do my best. It's pretty nasty under here. So the odometer of this car says 19,000. I'm thinking it's 119,000. That's a big pile of gravel right there. Those are actual stones sitting up in here. So it's pretty gnarly under here. So I'm guessing she ran for a while before they parked it. But yeah, I'm going to pause the video and then hopefully take a shot of it as I pull it out. I am having to put the jack under the transmission because the back of the transmission pan is lower than the frame. For all we all know that about these cars, that they're step down, so the frame's a little different on these and other cars. So I had to kind of give it a little help. I didn't crush the pan. Don't worry about that, guys. You see me doing that. So I'm just kind of lifting up over that cross beam because the pan kind of sits down behind it, and she's coming out pretty good. So I think I'm going to have her out here pretty quickly and see what she looks like. Well, there she is, fellers. Holy mackerel! I've done some sketchy things in my day with this hoist, but never pulled a tractor engine out of a car. Holy macaroni, that was she's a brute. So she's all out. I did, dang it, darn it. Yeah, I got a little dent there. Another that little back. That back end coming out of her kind of a dink, dink, donk, and that's a dent. Shoot. But other than that, she's empty. Holy cow, she needs some cleaning. Got some tree in there. Got some old washers and some nuts, some gravel. Maybe when I put it back in, I'll go ahead and like pull the front clip because that was nutty. Well, maybe I'll take another video and do some inspecting. I did notice this already, just pulling it out. Oh, is it that one? Yeah. The valve's loose. But there you go. 5-minute video. That's like my longest one yet. She's a pig, but she's out.